Hey guys! No, hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're a first time viewer, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my recap, my review for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Season 7, Episode 10. Cut out the cancer. Now, the episode starts off with Rosie, Jacqueline, and Siggy. They go and they have this little, like, brunch thing because Ziggy's trying to figure out how she can go and maneuver her way into repairing Teresa's family. And Rosie's here for it. Rosie just wants to state her side, state her claim. Jacqueline's like, you know what, these issues run deep, and so I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm just gonna stand back here so that I don't get hit with the shrapnel when this blows up. Now, Melissa goes and takes Joe to get Botox because Joe's been looking a little tired. I'm thinking, of course he's been looking a little tired. He's stressed out. Shout out to Joe for even doing this. And of course, you know, right now Melissa is just concerned about her family life getting messed up with Teresa if everyone keeps trying to interfere and trying to force people to come together. Because, you know, it never works that way. That needle going into Joe's head, nope. That's alright. I won't take the wrinkles either. I'll find another way. I'm not, nope. No. If I don't like needles, period, why, and I hate them in my mouth, why would I want it in my, no. So now Ashley, she's going on a date with Pete, and Jacqueline already knows what's going on. Pete takes her downtown and proposes to her, and she's super happy, she's super thrilled, so shout out to Ashley. And the thing is, it's funny because it's really nice to actually see someone come full circle on reality TV in of course, in a very positive way. So shout out to Ashley. They come home and it's like, congratulations, Jacqueline's thrilled. CJ comes down and CJ doesn't realize what's going on. So it's like, oh, and CJ is Chris's son, because Chris had the same reaction, that delayed reaction of, what am I supposed to be? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you guys. And we get past that. Siggy is trying to coordinate and figure out, okay, how am I going to go and get these families to come together? So they're going to have all the families, not all the families, but everyone at least try to meet up to mediate things. Now, Melissa is talking to Teresa, and Teresa is saying how Joe, at this point, him going, it wouldn't be the worst thing because he's having a lot of emotional issues. He's breaking down in his own way, and the best way for him to handle this right now is to go spend some time in there, get himself together. He won't have access to alcohol or anything like that, so he'll sober up a little bit. He'll get into better shape. He'll have a clear mind. He'll come out and be a great husband for her. Now, Siggy's talking to Melissa, and of course Teresa comes over as well. And they're talking about, you know, her relationship with Kathy. And Teresa, in her own way, is trying to say, you know what, you guys need to stop it, because I'm about to blow up. And, you know, this namaste, I didn't do my yoga yet, so I'm going to need you guys to chill off with that. Melissa understands completely. Siggy is still trying to press the issue because it's just like, this is family, you're supposed to work it out. Teresa's just like, you don't understand how deep this goes. Melissa's saying, you don't understand how deep this goes. And Teresa leaves. Now, Dolores is at her gym, and she's trying to figure out, okay, her numbers are going back up, but they're still low. They're still not where they need to be because she just started working back there. Her business partner is away. It was already pre-planned, so that's not the issue there. But, you know, they have the conversation about how, you know, how they were all raised, and it was just so different. Some people had to be really strong, independent. Others relied a lot on family. When you're coming from one situation to another, you handle things differently. And we get past that because that was a minimal scene. Teresa's talking with Jacqueline, and Teresa, Jacqueline, and Siggy are also just saying how things were different, how, of course, their family and things used to be great, but once the parents got brought into it, because remember, it was mainly on the reunions how it was just like, your mom this and your mom that. And of course, the scene where it was discussing, okay, if Teresa is actually going to jail, if she actually did it, and how it was presented did make it seem like, okay, why wouldn't you just be like, you know what, we don't talk about such things, because at the end of the day, that's possibly a form of implication. We're not doing that. Will be, we have her back. And the thing is, they didn't do that because they know the real they know the real situation. So that, well, no one could really know the real situation, but I'm sure they're like, you know what, with everything that's going on, just know that I don't want you involved in anything like that. But would most families necessarily handle it like that? No. And again, this is another situation where Jacqueline is just like, alright, so are you going to even... No, you're not? Okay, cool. I'm not jumping into this because I'm good with Teresa right now. Everyone's good with Teresa right now except for Teresa's other side of the family. So that's why they're not trying to press the issue. And Teresa is still trying to be on this namaste, 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 namaste. Now, Jacqueline and Siggy show up to Kathy's along with Joe and Melissa. And it looks like Victoria's doing better, that it was, at least for now, more so scared than anything else. And the conversation completely breaks down because Rich, being his usual Rich self, you know, Rich doesn't mince words, he doesn't hold his tongue, and so that can get you into some trouble when it comes to family, and especially with them. It's like certain things you don't normally talk about. Rich doesn't have a problem talking about anything. So when you attach someone like that, and you put them in a situation with people who are more so reserved and saying certain things you don't say, certain things you don't do, it's like oil and water. It is like oil and water. 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 Now, the thing is, Rosie's over it because she's just like, you know, Kathy... People come at her and make it seem like Kathy's the one that's personally doing this stuff to Teresa. And that's not the case. That is not the case. I feel so bad for Siggy because she probably thought that things were going to work out differently. But they're not. Jacqueline already knew what it was. And this is where things take a turn because it almost becomes Kathy and Rich versus Melissa and Joe, because Joe's just like, hold on. My sister's saying what you were saying to her, what you were saying about her, you know, the underhanded comments. You know, Joe did call Rich out and say, when you do certain things like that, I understand you may not know what you're doing or what it implies, but I'm telling you what it actually implies, which we know it does. When you're saying, oh, you know, one thing I know for sure, I love my wife. Mwah. And of course, Rich is just stating a fact, but with all the rumors about Joe and the issues, the way how it's presented could come off a certain way. So that wasn't just another bust. Joe talks to Teresa and lets Teresa know about the situation with Kathy and how they were. Rich was trying to say how, you know, he loves his wife and for 25 years, and that's the one thing he knows for sure. So we're going to get past that because Joe's just like, why don't you go and do the luncheon with your cousins? He was just like, and he was like, you know, I'll even show up. So it's like, you will? Okay, I'll do it if you're there. I'm thinking, Joe, why did you say that? Now, Joe goes, actually it was a good thing though, that Joe went. Now that he's there with Teresa and they're talking with Kathy and Rosie, here's what happens. Kathy and Rosie are trying to possibly squash things. Teresa's saying, you know, because of the things that you've said to me in the past and said about my family and all of that, I can't go and fake the funk with you guys. And it's just like, you'll still be my family, we're blood, but at the end of the day, I cannot do it. I can't pretend like we can just be best friends, kumbaya, my lord. That's not going to happen, but I wish you well. I do love you guys. It does hurt that things can't be the way they are because I just personally can't do it. And at one point, Teresa's just like, you know, I'm on a whole nother plane. I'm on a whole nother wavelength. You guys came back to me and wanted to reach out after I came back in the public light. What happened when I was in prison. And I'm sure their own stuff to deal with, so I'm sure there were certain people who were there for Teresa more than others, but it's just a lot of foolery. But when she said cut the cancer out, I felt so bad because I'm thinking, but why would you say that to Kathy when her daughter's still? But then again, you don't know that she's still having some issues. Teresa with those words. Teresa with those words. Because once she said that, I knew it was a done deal. I'm sure Kathy and Rosie knew that it was a done deal as well. But of course, Teresa said, well, you know, if you need anything, my door's always open. You can come to me. As soon as she leaves, she's like, even though I said that, they know, they really know what I mean. I'm thinking, that's enough for me. And she cries in the car. She cries in the car because she's just so frustrated. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Because next week, Jacqueline's going into it. And you know that's always the show, unfortunately.